that school is on lockdown, and parents are being kind of turned away at this intersection right here because they really don't want any people in this area. Again, they don't know if that man is armed, what his intentions are. They just know he's suspicious, and they are looking for him at this time. This is the worst of it, and that is what LA County public officials were afraid of. They say earlier today about noon, people were in the park and they saw a man running through there and then jump over a wall and get into those apartment buildings. When deputies responded, they found a badly beaten woman in the front of the restaurant. They said she had several lacerations to her face, including a fractured jaw. However, detectives believe that the actual attack happened right behind me here in those dumpsters. Most of them, as you can see, are not at work. They're protesting for a change.
Lisa, what's blooming?
Well, a lot is blooming over here, Renee. Actually, all 1,700 acres here in Lancaster are blooming. Apparently, this is the best season that we've had here in over 4 years. They say about 60 people were involved in a fight that started from a neighborhood dispute. Los Angeles County officials are specifically worried about places like Lake Hughes and Lake Elizabeth because of the powerhouse fire from the summer, destroying all of this vegetation. They say that destruction of vegetation could affect homes that are up on hillsides, just like the one right behind me. They say he got a couple $100s, ran out of the store, got into his white sedan, and took off from there. But our local lawmakers say that's not going to happen without another fight. Well, that's right. After hearing the graphic details surrounding Lucy Preciado's violent death, it's no wonder that America's Most Wanted picked up the story, airing it not once, but twice during the international manhunt for Chuy Canales. Today, homicide detectives took the stand and revealed to us what they believe is the reason for the killing. And this is all testimony based on what small children saw that very night, and we warn you, it may be hard to hear.
She said Mr. Canales jumped onto the bed and made a slashing motion from the right shoulder down towards the left hip. She did not know if that struck her mother. She said she saw her mother's head fall. It stabbed her mom through the back.
Los Angeles County Homicide Detective Jeff Leslie says these are the words he'll never forget from a then 9-year-old little girl who watched her mother get slayed by a sword at the hands of her stepfather.
She said she called for him, Poppy, but he did not respond.
And then a 7-year-old little boy did the unthinkable, trying to save his mother's life.
He told his sister to call the cops. He said he then went to his mother and removed the sword from her back and placed it on the couch in the living room.
Just been stabbed with a sword.
After hearing the gruesome details about the July 2008 Lancaster murder of 26-year-old Lucy Preciado, America's Most Wanted was on the case.
This story touched my heart. I thought it was important we come and meet this courageous little girl and get her some justice.
But detectives say it took 5 long years before they could even see justice within reach, chasing clues and Chuy Canales.
New Mexico, stayed with family members, and ultimately made his way across the border into Juarez.
Federal agents arrested the 34-year-old in November in Mexico for the murder of Preciado, the mother of his 2 children, who were only 2 and 7 months old at the time.
Lucy was unfaithful to him.
Leslie says the couple had been arguing for 3 days before a drunken Preciado picked a fight with a sleeping Canales, who was coming down off of methamphetamines at the time. Defense attorney says the kids tried to break up the fight by taking away a bat from their mom, who was swinging it at Canales.
She managed to get the bat away from her mom, who was swinging it within the apartment, breaking things.
So again, that is a lot of violence for 4 small children to hear and see. And for that reason, Canales is also facing 4 child endangerment charges on top of that murder charge. His pretrial is set for May 29th. And of course, we're going to continue to follow this for you with the latest information. Reporting in Lancaster, I'm Lisa Lewewski for Time Warner Cable News.
From yesterday morning when I got here at 6:30 and it was all in flames. I was hugged all day long.
The hugs, the tears, the kind words continue to pour in for April Ray, better known as Daisy, and her family.
It's amazing, the outpouring of love. You know, we all take it for granted until a tragedy happens.
After losing more than just their business, but their world Thursday morning.
I loved being in there, and I loved all the beautiful things, all my gorgeous costumes, all my sparkly stuff. And I stood here and I thought, my life is over, I have nothing now. And then something magical happened. The whole town came from nowhere. They came around and they have covered us with love and kindness and offers you wouldn't believe.
So immediately we started a fabric drive at the Lemon Leaf, and all the businesses have been pulling together. The whole community is pulling together.
And the amount of people who just kept showing up to offer their time was unbelievable. I couldn't even guess how many were there. Hundreds and hundreds of people.
Daisy's costumes have been a fixture in Lancaster and the Boulevard for 30 plus years. But not just because of the 9,000 unique handcrafted costumes inside.
This shop is a community treasure, but more than that, you are a community treasure.
Well,
the two of you.
No, we hadn't realized it until today. Yes.
Daisy learned that no kind deed goes forgotten and that she herself sparkles like the shiniest of her costumes.
Donate fabric to her if we can, money for her damage. We heard that it's $1 million worth of damage.
But not just fabric, we want to donate our time to help clean up if she needs it.
Those are her treasures, that is her art, that is her life. And for any business in Lancaster, any business to lose their livelihood is devastating.
After seeing what's left of the Smoky store, Daisy thought about drawing the final curtain and going into retirement.
I shouldn't have gone in, you know.
But after the way the community responded, she realized the setback is only an intermission.
Yesterday morning, I was going to quit. That was it. My life was done. I was done. And now I'm just beginning because all these good people are going to help me and we're going to rebuild it. And we'll be open before you know it. And then you all have to come for Halloween.
Now, officials estimate the damage is about $1 million, $700,000 for the building, and then $300,000 for all the contents inside that were destroyed. Again, the best way you can help is by making a financial donation. There's actually an account set up at U.S. Bank. You can just go there and say, hey, I'm here to donate for Daisy's costumes. They take check, cash. And there's also a website set up by a local business owner. It's called GoFundMe.com. Just type in Daisy's costumes and you can donate that way as well. Reporting in Lancaster, I'm Lisa Lewewski for Time Warner Cable News. It all started with this, a screaming match between the nurses union representative and the board chair.
You're being very rude and very disrespectful. I started my opening statement that these
You accused me of being disrespectful, and in a way you said you start with an attack process rather than ask me what I said.
Those fighting words are from an explosion of rumors floating around the hospital that Chinese pregnant women will be invited to Antelope Valley Hospital to deliver so-called anchor babies.
Is there some sort of a partnership we're looking at with China, and how would that affect us?
Rumors hospital board chair Dr. Abdullah Farouk didn't exactly deny.
Yes, it is a rumor.
There's a rumor, but right now, this is number one. For every hospital to survive, we need to have trade secrets, which means we cannot tell everything we know. We have to compete.
Compete for a controversial international program that most staff are very much against, despite the dire state of the hospital rumors adding fuel to the fire.
They're going to the hospital stating things such as the hospital is out of money, they're going to close their doors in the next 30 to 60